Hi, it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. This week, I've got wellness and physical health. So we're going through what wellness is. That's physical health, that's mental health, that's emotional health, that is spiritual health. So we're going through this holistic sense of well-being. And what we find is when you look at my book, Key Steps to Live a Happier and Healthier Life, we have started with mindfulness because mindfulness is the foundation to wellness. We have built goals. We've built a vision of what our success is, and we use goals as a pathway and building a map to success. And then we've gone through key components that are high stress events that keep us away from our values and that internal drive for ourselves, and moves us to an external validator, moves us to shift our perspective. So we start to get emotional, reactionary, and we start to act based on perceived expectations. And so we looked at accountability and finding that truth, and we really started to dive into that truth feedback loop, which just keeps coming back, and vulnerability. So how do we stay accountable for ourselves, and how do we make ourselves humble and vulnerable to be accountable to others? We've looked at decision making and critical thinking and how many ways in which we get deceived and we are thwarted our perception as a result of having less action-oriented than we actually thought and more reactionary decisions. We've looked at the good enough self and letting go of perfection so that we can, have goals and have radical acceptance for what we have and what we do. And then we looked at financial wellness, and we are looking at how our values impede the decisions we make, as well as how we save or how we spend. And it really all comes down to our value and these implicit messages that have come from childhood, because nobody talks about it. And now we are at health, and that's another really, really big one, and lots of perceived expectation. We kind of know we need to be healthy. We know that it is depicted all the time, and I went to medical school, so I can tell you too that I had a lot of students and peers that I had that are sitting there learning about the body and how to be a doctor and like cramming some Adderall or some diet drugs to be able to stay up later, to smoke, to get rid of the stress, to drink excessive alcohol, all of the things that better. You are pursuing a career and you have done all the hard work to get here, and you are damaging your body while doing it. Why? Because we're stressed and we get stuck in these negative cycles and we doubt ourselves and we sit here and we just fester in suffering without even realizing it, and we justify it because we think that won't happen to me. I'm not going to get the lung cancer. You're going to get the lung cancer. I'm not. That's not like in my family. I promise it's going to be okay. Take some more drags of a cigarette because I am stressed out and I need the break. I need the time. I deserve this. I got so far. And yes, you have worked hard, but you are implicitly devaluing yourself every time you sit there and make a justification for eating that cheeseburger, for going to fast food, for choosing not to work out, for binge watching TV instead of doing something active. All of those things is you feeding the negative cycle, you implicitly devaluing yourself, losing motivation to want to do it later, and building in distressing feelings, which you will avoid through negative coping. Over 50 clinical terms for avoidance, so we do it very, very well. We build anxiety and more distress, and then we implicitly devalue, we lose motivation, and we continue to feed this lack of capacity that we have, which gives us more distressing feelings. And here we go, we just start to spiral and compound. So being physically healthy, having wellness, is just choosing one thing a day, finding what your intention is and making it success oriented. A lot of people at the beginning of the year love those resolutions. What do on January 2nd? They go buy a gym membership and they're pumped, right? They're like, look, I got a sauna, I've got hot tubs, I've got trainers, I got all access to all these things. And it's like, it's so amazing. And then by like March, you're like, so how did it go? You were like really excited and you had access to I still have access. I haven't done anything, but I got access to it. We get really, really excited. But then we get these fixed ideas. This is self-sabotage. We get these fixed ideas of the only way we can interact with it. And what happens is we never live up to the expectation, this perceived expectation we put on ourselves in order to accomplish what it is we wanted to do. So if we're going to go to the gym, then we must work out for an hour. And if we're going to work out for an hour, then it's 20 minutes to the gym, 20 minutes back. Well, now I need 2 hours in order, gotta love that math, in order to be able to effectively work out. And people are going to say, no, I don't have 2 hours. So what we're asking is not that you sit there and try to find these perfect experiences to have these perceived expectations. Remember, a perceived expectation, external validation is false hope. It's false idolatry. It is creating a bigger and bigger black hole inside of you as you lose more and more confidence in yourself and your capacity, and you keep leaning towards something else to make you feel better. So we find something within ourselves. The most, and I have a whole video about color blocking and 20 minutes a day, so go take a look. The most ADHD mind, the most traumatized and stressed mind, the most scattered mind can focus for 15 minutes. So what we're doing is we're just setting a timer, 15 minutes. And I'm a little bit of a hermit. I'm just gonna sit here and walk around my couch, but I'm gonna do it for 15 minutes. And I know that if I can do it for 15 minutes, then I can get out of my house and I can walk in my driveway or can walk down the hall in my apartment for 15 minutes. And so what we're doing is we're just building available space for ourselves to do the things that we want to do to feed our health. And what's going to happen is we're going to get these compounding positive effects. We're getting that dopamine pull that we want. Ching. We're getting motivation. Yes. We're getting implicit valuing, explicit valuing. All right. We're getting this active capacity that we can do this. If I put my mind to it, then things get done. Internal locus of control, the best kind. You're getting all of these good things. You're letting go of the mental health symptoms and you're building a better, healthier, more connected self, not only for your physical health, but your mental health and your emotional health. It is all connected and it starts with just a commitment to yourself, some kind of success-oriented goal. One of the other things that we do with wellness is we say, well, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow my diet starts. Tonight it's a bunch of friends. I have a video on this. Go check it out. It was about 2 weeks ago on our decision making. We say tomorrow I'll do it. You know, it's my best friend's birthday. We're going out for steak and lobster. We're going to have cake. I'm not doing that. I'm not starting my diet today. It was a great idea and I'm really glad my accountability partner said something, but I'll do it tomorrow. No. When you decide to do something good for yourself, you do it right now. And that may mean that normally I have 3 drinks when I go out. And you know what? I am living a different and better life. You know, I'm just going to do 2 drinks. Or you know what? I still want that steak, but I'm going to do half. And then that other half is going to be amazing on a salad tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to it. Or, you know, I really wanted cake and ice cream, but I'm going to do half a slice of cake and I'm going to do like 1 bite of ice cream. I'm going to figure out what success oriented is for me so that I'm not saying no, restricting and binging. Very, very dangerous things. And that's what the diet world wants you to do. It wants you to restrict and then you restrict for a while, you get to your goal and then what do? You binge. You bring it all back and now you are 3 times less healthy than you were when you started. Even if you were obese, because now you've added all this sugar, you've screwed up your kidneys, your liver says, what is going on? It will regenerate, but it's not the same. And so we're creating chaos, and we're creating this high restriction, high binge, high restriction, high binge. And we get stuck in these patterns, whether it's working out, whether it's eating healthy or eating at all, whether it's the activities that we do, all of it is a point of balance. And when we can find one success-oriented thing, then we can really find a connection and a balance into how to live a happier and healthier life. I am Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. Thank you so much. Hi, it's Jennifer Evans. I hope you are liking my videos. If you do, please comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's topics that you're just dying to know about, and why do I do this and why do they do that, I would love to answer them. I do come from a cognitive behavioral background, but as we see in some of my videos, I love object relations. I love attachment theory. I love Erickson and his psychosocial developmental theories. So I do pull from a lot of different places in order to kind of build out that our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, something triggers it, and there's always a consequence after it. And that is the beauty of life and why we have a lot more control over our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors than we give ourselves credit for. This is a huge passion of mine, a calling, if you will. And I am here to support you. I've written 2 books, and I've got the goal is 3 a year. So I've got several that are coming out in different on different topics. But what we have right now, and you can go click on the Amazon link in the video descriptions below, but we have Saying Goodbye to Bad Brain. This is going to go and teach you everything you need to know about your negative narrative. So if you feel like life is hard and it just feels like you don't understand people, or you don't understand why somebody you love keeps making the dumbest mistakes and decisions, what is their problem? They have bad brain. Go read about it. Find some empathy. Find some grace, because that is just them recapitulating their past. And we do it for ourselves, and other people do it to us. And so when we know what they're doing, it makes it feel a lot less annoying and a lot more like we have agency over those experiences. So Saying Goodbye to Bad Brain. I also just released, and I'm very excited, is Key Steps to Living a Happier and Healthier Life. This is a workbook that is going to help you define what your values are, what success is for you, and what your vision of success, and it is going to go through everything that stresses us out and makes us live in suffering and despair, allow that bad brain to get involved, and instead of living in the present. So this will go through all the main things: building a work-life balance, being able to be good enough, finding radical acceptance, decision making, which who would have thought that that was something, but it really breaks everything down that prevents you from living a happier and healthier life, and then allowing you to challenge those thoughts so that you can. So these are the key skills. So in my practice, I take the ABC model from Albert Ellis, through CBT. And I kind of open it up to this kind of overarching trajectory. And so we have awareness, acceptance, action. So the 3 A's of my treatment support with others, whether that's coaching or in therapy, through my books, and I have success groups as well. So I've got a lot of supports, and I use the same model. And that is, we need to build awareness about kind of why we do the things we do. We accept it. We don't agree, but we accept, okay, this is kind of my trajectory. I can see how it all comes together. I see trending patterns. I see how I act the same way. Actually, I get frustrated, but yet I'm acting the same exact ways because it is predictable, because that's my brain. It's bad brain working. It's a really good book. And so then we have action. And so I teach you lots and lots of ways to understand what the brain is doing and how to counter, how to challenge, counter, and do opposite actions. And so we have lots and lots of ways. The Bad Brain book has tons of ways in which we do that. And then the workbook has ways to start reflecting. We have exercises, activities, and journal prompts. And this book will actually, Key Steps to Living a Happier and Healthier Life, will follow my success group. So it is a 6-month success group. We break it down into 9 weeks. This is part 1, is living a happier and healthier life. Then we're going to have, we also have a part 2 section and a part 3. So you can come in at each of those sections, and it will have a continuous flow. Part 2 is our emotional regulation. So we're really looking at the relationship we have with ourselves and how the bad brain comes in and makes us reactionary, and how to calm and be more action oriented. Part 3 is interpersonal skills. How do you relate with others? How do you make yourself available? The key to life is you can't control the outcomes. You got to put all those processes out there. How do you put yourself out in that process to help others and to let others help you? That is section 3. We do have a subscription program, so accountability is everything, and it is in my first part of this workbook. So you can sign up, go to my website, counselingwellnesssolutions.com. It is in the description, and check out all of these great programs that I have set up to help everybody live a happier and healthier life, no matter where your state of change. Thank you so much. Please like and share my videos. I would appreciate it. Thank you.